Well, hello, welcome back to the House of Racing. We are here back for Tier 2 for round 3, and we're still in the lobby because we have got our first sprint race of the season. So, 2 one-shots going into effectively 2 races, obviously a sprint and then a one-shot, and then into the main race. More rain in the air as well. So, if I quickly go up just so we're fully aware, both qualifying sessions, whether it's the shootout or the main race one shot, both have rain. Races themselves are dry, but yeah, rain again in qualifying. So even if people are a bit of time trial merchants or things like that, can't fully express themselves in quali, so we could see a bit of a mix-up quali going into the race. So it could be another good one. Obviously, mandatory 2 stops still a thing as well. So who knows what could happen here. I think we've got a couple of Austria merchants as well. I think the likes of people like John always goes quite well here. Time trial Jacob Mykan simply clipping out, reserving this race as always. I think he's got some good times around Austria as well. So a couple of big ones around. So who knows how this is going to shape up in wet conditions as well. I think you'll see the big ones at the top, the big boys pulling off a good lap in wet conditions, just managing to use their experience to get a good lap in. But
I was going to say, everyone could make a good point as well about probably more track limits here.
Yeah.
To the point, I imagine we're going to get quite a few DSQ quality laps. I don't know if it'll be as bad in the wet, but
I think in the wet, it usually gives you, I want to say, a slight bit of leeway. But even so, I think you're both right in that sense. I think it's going to be interesting to see. But just waiting for everyone to pick their setups and we go from there. Campos in K1 pole. Yeah, I mean, if we roll it back a couple of seasons, it was K1 Masterclass expected. John, we're going to run on board with CT3, who's brand new in a seat for this week as well. Finally got a seat here in Tier 2 after multiple seasons running as a reserve driver. Just nice to see him finally getting in to some full-time action. In terms of other drivers throughout the grid that you may not recognise, we've got Alab UK in a Has reserving. Who else have we got? Simply Clippy, as I said. He's shooting up the order actually up to P5 there currently.
I think Logan Sargent wants to invite as well, who's the new driver.
That's fine, I'll quickly ping him on before we see anything too crazy.
I mean, currently it's still Hugo leading the way according to the live timings. His teammate third as well.
Hugo, and Merc boys both have good history of running well in wet conditions. Throughout the order there, we've got Palmer as well, new driver reserving for Williams. Dalton, full-time driver for Alpine, finally getting in for his first race of the season as well. Sebi, first race as well, he'll be reserving for Ferrari. I think he's just invalidated there. Matej with his second race of the season. Faro Gordon at Williams' first race, and then Jamaican Jam, who I think he got P4, P5 last week. And he's back on track to see what he can do this week. But come around the final corner then to see what the classification will be going into the sprint. And it's Hugo on second by half a second, so solid effort from him and Jono. Only 2 drivers in the 13s. Head and shoulders above the rest.
It looked like Hugo took it quite carefully around the last couple of corners just to really make sure he didn't invalidate, and he's then dropped a huge margin to take the sprint volley.
Wow. There we go then, literally all basically bang on half a second then ahead of Jono in the Aston Martin. His teammate 9 tenths behind, but coming in at P3, it's a solid result for him. Seems to be shaping up to be Mercedes versus Aston Martin, not just in this race, but potentially across the season as well. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But yes, Aiden P4, K1 P5, Ruthless Guy P6, Reserve at Alab UK doing good in P7, Finn P8, CT3 9th, and then LTR Phoenix in at P10, and then scrolling down, that's the rest of the grid. Jamaican Jam 5.6 seconds off pole, so I imagine he's had a bit of an adventure on that lap. Only 1 driver DSQ in though, so not too bad in terms of people actually completing their laps.
And there's one who DSQ, I think it's because he joined mid-quali as well. So I don't think anyone actually triggered track limits. I think that was purely just he joined late in the session.
Yeah, we've obviously got Logan Sargent, not the actual Logan Sargent, but Logan Sargent hopefully gets it into it. What's he doing nowadays? Not very much. But he's, I think he should be able to hop on the back of the grid for the sprint. That's my hope anyway, so not too bad. Still gets to fight for points in both the sprint and the main race. Fortunately, couldn't get him in the lobby because he wasn't. I think he was appearing offline or wasn't showing up for me. But he's in now, so that's all that counts. I think people were chatting as well about what tyres people can use, but we'll have a look now. 5 lights and away we go then. Here in the Austrian hills there, Spielberg. Oh, Red Bull's already off.
Yeah, it's K1 is round. And
I don't know if he's just lit up the tyres there, but yeah, he's completely spun out into the wall. Last place immediately,
I think that's just the driver error of both contact.
It genuinely looked like just a traction issue off the lights, but all clean off the start of the front. Got a couple of movers towards the back. There's a Red Bull dives down the inside there. I think that was Matej who almost makes it 3 wides going round. Quickly get some track stuff up so we can have a little see what's going on across the big picture. We get the lap data on. But
went in quite hard as well at the top of the hill into the into the right handle and bit of contact.
Everyone on the mediums as expected as well. I think there was a bit of chat beforehand.
Oh, one of the McLarens has spun it round off. Yeah, that's simply good. Drop into the back of the grid with K1.
I don't know where he ended up qualifying, but yeah, he at one point he was P5 in quali. I don't know if he was right up there, but painful. Yeah, you're already right at the back. Even behind K1, he's already been on an adventure into the barriers. And another yellow flag. Oh, we've got Haas round as well. Yeah, LTR Phoenix round already as well. Close action between the two V carbs. You've already obviously they came together in Canada, so hopefully try not to replicate that again in Spielberg. But up towards 10-4 they go. And they're just trying to double team Alab and Dalton, and they do. They get through then, so up to P5 and 6 for Ruth Sky and Finn.
Jesse's managed to get a couple of overtakes done as well down the straight up into 8 for the final point. Seems to have very good straight line speed, but he's showing also yellow on fuel. Tested that, and it can come back to him, or not?
Top 4 already broken away as well. Literally straight up war now between Mercedes and Aston Martin. So we've got another yellow flag. I think LTR Phoenix round again.
In the wall.
Not good stuff. Doesn't look like anything's gone.
Yeah, I think he's fine. Yeah, no wind damage on that stuff.
Go towards the back here. Palmer's looking for a move potentially on Awkward as well. Got a bit of action. Oh, thinks about moving to turn 1, but thinks better of it. Oh, and Awkward went deep then into turn 1. I think he got a bit spooked by Palmer faking a move on him into turn 1. And then he's just gone straight into the side of Albert and cleaned him out. So both of them drop all the way down to 17th and 18th. So look to be scoring no points here in the sprint. Oh, I think Clippy then had a legal overtake there, so he's had to let him go. Big gaps open up across the field as well. Matej 1.9 behind. Everyone in this mid-pack is quite close though. A bit of action up towards the front, but then 3-second gap back between 4th and 5th. That's Palmer very slippy there, coming around sector 2, trying to chase down these kick Saubers. Another yellow flag towards the back. It's another car round. It's Awkward round again.
It's Awkward, yeah.
He's fully round. Yeah, it's painful because he looked to be in good position for potential points in this sprint. Or to play for, they're going into the main race. Obviously, that's where the big points are scored, so not the end of the world. Obviously, a bit of a pain still. But on we go then to see who actually can get points in the sprint race. Seb, 12, he's a couple of tenths behind.
Awkward into the pit, so I assume he took wing damage and whether or not he's going to the tyres on the pits.
Expected, to be fair. Obviously, it's in a sprint. No guarantee now of points, or a very small guarantee of points. Round we come then though. Everyone's still very close towards the front, so anyone's game towards the front here. Everyone quite close on the ERS management as well. So we'll have to see how this is looking, with still 8 laps to go.
That Palmer round losing, Palmer's off in the wall. He's lost a whole bunch of positions. So.
Oh, he was looking good potential points as well.
Managed to get going again now, but I mean, it's just got matter really.
Yeah, there goes Awkward's car. Goes the other way. CT3 gets a penalty. That's potentially going to scupper any chances he has of points. He's right on that cusp as it is.
The side by side for the lead as well is Hugo's at the inside.
Oh, they come together.
Oh yeah, they come together, and it's let Aiden answer it through.
Luckily, they're still in the mix for the win, but yeah, locked tyres on the exit at turn 4. But yeah, they're still in the mix though, so haven't lost the train necessarily. But yeah, through we go. Aiden all the way through into the lead then. I think potentially for his first time in HR that he's taken the lead of the race. It's always good to see. He's been competitive in these opening 2 rounds as well, and looks to be the same here in round 3. Finn, that collision there has potentially dragged the V-carbs into it, but they're still a little bit off the lead, and I think that gap's going to continue to go up as well. But we'll have to see how that looks as we got at the halfway distance now. Like I said, everyone on the mediums, but we'll see if anyone suffers for any tyre issues. Is Chesney still showing low fuel? He is. We'll have to see how that plays out. Obviously, scoring points currently. Dalton as well scoring a point in his first race. That's always a good thing to see. He was a bit anxious potentially about his pace compared to the rest of the field, but he's looking good, competitive. Even if he does fall into the cruxes of the cars behind, he looks to be in the mix anyway for a solid result here. As we got another move up towards the front end, as Aiden gets swallowed up by the Mercedes cars, down from P1. It was short-lived his time in the lead, down to P3. Still ahead of his teammate John O'Note for now.
I think he'd be a bit gutted this lap for Finn as well. I think he had his moment where he owned just outside against the OS. So important. Look at massive corners here. He's making up a bit of time again.
It's going to be just a bit short, isn't he? 1.1 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
He's
he's got it.
Wow.
Yeah, he's going to link back field all the way back until Chesney.
Wow, yeah. So out of nowhere, it's potentially the whole of the points fighting for the win. We'll have to see how it looks coming out of the first corner. I mean, in terms of ERS, a Ruthless guy's got a lot as well, so he's going to burn down. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, and that's Phoenix in the wall again. Yeah. All just like on board with K1 Pharaoh Gods is sideways at turn 1. He's lost potentially 2 spaces now. Yeah, as through goes Clippy on him. Makes up another position. We'll flick through. We've got the kick Saubers as well ganged up on Dalton here. Dalton obviously that slight cork in the bottle. Obviously he's heavily adrift now with Chesney in P7, 3.5 seconds after all this scrapping. But they're coming after that last point. It doesn't help though that CT3's got a penalty, so Jamaican Jams then leapfrogged him and pushing up to see if he can get in that fight as Phoenix then retires in the pits here after a painful sprint, a couple of adventures off track.
Yeah, I think for Jamaican Jam, I mean, he's in a very solid position now to get the
Yeah, the 3 closest cars to him with penalties next to their name, so you'd expect him to be able to drag that across the line and get a point. 1 point there, every little helps.
Fits right on the back of Jono now as well, so the DRS helping him massively.
Oh, great traction out the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, slightly cut off in there, yeah, but I wonder if he's going to make a dive on him down at turn 5. He does, sends it down inside. Johnny looking for a little switch back, but no, great move from Finn there, moves up to P4. Johnny just caught a bit napping there.
Now Ruthless guy, obviously Finn's teammate right in the back of him to try and he's got plenty of DRS as well.
Yeah, 78% compares to, well, he's got 30% more than Jono at this stage of the race. Finn obviously had to burn a little bit to try and reconnect the trains, but he's done so. I think he just needs to try and drag some of it back in. He's on non-ERS now to see if he can manage anything, and it's working to some degree. Got another yellow flag towards the back, that's a mass edge. Yeah, sideways, all the way at the back, so that looks to be fully over for him in terms of points. I mean, at this point now with the gap with Dalton, it looks like, well, the gap between Clippy as well and Seb, it looks like we're somewhat solidified in terms of where the points have been scored.
I think a Ruthless guy could have Jono on this lap because Jono's absolutely emptied the DRS in the first bit, and the Ruthless guy's trying got plenty of DRS to play with. He's right in the back of him, but it's going to take the outside line.
Yeah, John Arch plays it sensibly, to be fair, just tucks in behind, doesn't want to throw away any points. He's obviously still in the point scoring positions, even if it is P6, as Jamaican Jam finally gets past Dalton as well. So Dalton dropping outside the points, unfortunately, but, well, he would have done anyway with his penalty, but Jamaican Jam then moves up into the points. I think he started right towards the back. He did, yeah, started 18th position, all the way up to 8th place. So solid effort from him. Same with Chesney up 8, but we'll see if he runs out of fuel in the coming laps. Finn up 4 as well, Slick up 2. But then obviously these positions towards the front could change because
there's been a cut off in the DRS as well. So you imagine John is going to get through on the roof today. He already was roof to go no DRS. Well, I say that you have to big moment at turn 1. It's not going to happen at the top of the hill, but whether or not you can have him, I mean, even then you'd imagine the gap's got too big to have him in the second DRS then. If anything, Chesney's now right at the back of him, but yeah, falls back on the corner exit.
Still anyone's game there towards the front here. Front 4 all separated by just over a second. 1.5 seconds separating the front 4. 1.3 back to Ruth Sky now. So in these last 2 laps, looks to be someone in this 4 that's going to get the win. And then it's whether, I was going to say whether Ruth Sky can hold off Jono, but yeah, Jono's just been out by Chesney as well. So Jono really just struggling for his tyres at this stage of the race.
Ever since he had that collision with, was it Hugo, when they were obviously 1 and 2 at the start of the race, he's really fallen back.
I wonder if he's cooked his tyres. I mean, his right tyre does not look in good nick. Well, I mean, his left one doesn't look in good shape either, to be fair. So I wonder if he's just completely cooked his tyres after a little moment.
Yeah, I can't see any damage on the car, so maybe he's got a little damage we're just not seeing. Just very minor wing damage or something that's not helped, but ever since that collision, he's just fallen backwards.
Yeah, fully off the back now. I mean, it's whether he can get past Chesney. I mean, he doesn't look to be all over the back of him. It seems to be more looking over his shoulder even more. I mean, I know Jamaican Jam's not going to have him, but yeah, Funkid in the chat makes a good point that obviously the damage might not be visual, but it didn't look like it to be that kind of damage where it was like a, unless we missed something in terms of like him slightly rear-ending someone, but
even then, typically, because of the damage setting we've run, it'd be very mild damage.
You'd see a bit of like missing bits on the end plate, basically, yeah.
But even then, like, even if it's then like the level of damage you're not seeing, surprising to have this level of an impact.
Yeah, I mean,
if they go around the corner like Austrian, maybe you could cancel this.
Yeah. I mean, here we go then, on to the final lap though, to see if there's any more position changes. Slick looks to build up a good lead over his teammate though, so it could be a Mercedes 1-2 here. Unless Aiden gets involved. Slick goes a little bit deep at the top of the hill.
Aiden has a big moment as well at the top of the hill, which is going to cost him heavily, if anything.
Still struggling on traction. Also, whether Hugo has a go at his teammate here, I think he's going to be sensible. Yeah, doesn't try to dive. I think there's a potential chance that he could just launch at him.
Further back there, we've got CT33 and Ferrari Sebi side by side. Got through the DRS. Of course, it's not going to be for a voice, but just who's going to get final position as well.
Yeah, it looks to be this way then. As Awkward's left the session. I mean, he's about to go into the main race. Hopefully he can get back in, otherwise he's going to miss out on the actual race as well. But yeah, Slick then is the man. He wins the sprint race in Austria. Hugo brings it in a P2 to make it a Mercedes 1-2. Fantastic weekend for them to start things off anyway. Aiden P3 after a great sprint. Finn P4. Aretha Sky P5. Another good result for the V-Carbs. So it looks at the moment, just on paper, you look at that. Merc, Aston and V-Carb, all of their drivers all towards the front, all in point scoring positions, so promising session from them. Chesney P6 does make it to the end despite his fuel crisis. Jono P7 in the end, Jamaican Jam P8. Rounding up your points, obviously Dalton and CT3 just missing out on points. Hopefully that means Logan can get in as well. We'll see if he can hopefully hop in for the race. Quickly ping him a message to see, but yeah, there is your final results then for the sprint race as it is, and we obviously go into another one shot where it's mixed conditions. K1 saying bottled start. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised he didn't have to pit, because it's a miracle if he didn't get damage.
He was missing an end plate when I cut to him, so whether or not he
maybe just firmed it then. But yeah, it's even more painful in a way that you had to do that.
If anything, I suppose some of that as well is just making sure that you're not using up any sort of extra set of tyres, especially with now the 2-stop rules.
Yeah. I'll try and invite Awkward as well when we get into the second quali that we're about to hop into. Painfully, I think that means Awkward will be at the back. Might be able to get him in now. No, still can't. Unfortunately, open up the panel, but interesting start though. Obviously, rain didn't really cause too many drivers to invalidate, but we'll have a see how that plays out in the second one, whether people take a bit more risk. Obviously, Hugo found his mojo quite quickly in that one shot to get pole position, or pole for the sprint. This was the one that can actually gain you the point now, so we'll see who actually gets that 3 points in the actual qualifying. Whether Hugo puts that statement down, or whether someone like Slick obviously showed good pace in the actual race, whether he then continues that form into this second qualifying and puts it more towards the front. Obviously, I think he's like P3 or P4.
Just to answer the question in chat as well, it's back to dry for the main race. It's just the qualies that were wet.
Painfully, yeah. Right. Invite for Awkward there as well. Yeah, so Logan is back racing. I don't know if you... yeah, hopefully he's in. Hopefully that is his actual human being and not some AI, but it's Awkward then. Oh, that's going to be his AI, isn't it, probably? AI's probably going to get cut
in the entire match, I'd imagine.
He's doing alright so far, up in P8. Dropping down a little bit, but he's cooking. Aiden, though, at the moment is leading the way. Same culprits, I mean, K1, he has been known as the...
he's had a huge moment, though, under the brakes. And, I mean, it's not costing that many positions, to be fair. He's only lost the one, but I expect to see him right down.
Yeah, still P3. I mean, it's Hugo again that's right up towards the front. Him and Aiden look to be swapping positions for the pole position to gain that extra point. K1 still with his nose sniffing around there. Alab, UK and Clippy both again fighting around those back end points positions.
Another moment in the lost the 3-1.
That's Jono. Jono with a bit of momentum gathering in sector 3. I think it's going to be Hugo again. Yeah, Hugo 4/10 gap again. Hugo doing very well in wet conditions then to get back-to-back pole positions in the one-shot conditions. So solid effort from him, and he gets that extra point then going into the main race. Now we'll just see if we can somehow contain his chance of a win. Obviously got caught out in the sprint and didn't get the victory, but we're hoping that he can try and drag it across the line and get his win here to get the 25 points to go with this extra one as well. Towards the back, any big hitters towards the back? I mean, Finn's standing in P13, painful one shot for him. Awkward was AI, I assume, but yeah, down in P18. Logan did get in, but still trying to find his mojo, I think, in this session, so he's down in P19, unfortunately. But still a race ahead of him and in dry conditions, so all to play for.
Yeah, I was going to say for Logan, I mean, he's not known that he was going to be in, so he's probably turned up with no practice in the weekend. His first lap of the day, I assume. Always going to ask for, him to be a bit off, but hopefully the race can go better for him back into dry conditions.
Yeah, more bog standard conditions here, more ones that you're probably used to, and have that ability more of just hopping on and just doing somewhat of a decent job. So we're keeping an eye on him, see how he gets on, but if he doesn't go to plan, this no hardship in realising that it's a bit of a shit situation to get thrown into. Drive for the full race as well, worth mentioning that it's not just a dry burst or anything, it's mixed in tier 1 in terms of it being a wet to dry race, but here in tier 2 fully dry as well for the main race, as it was for the sprint.
The usual. I mean, we've reminded them so many times, but I thought with seconds left I just reminded them it's a 2-stop.
Come on, chop guys, don't put the mediums on. But here we go then, Hugo starting the way. 5 red lights and away we go then here in Austria for the main race. Yet again gets a good start though. Jono getting a bit bogged down off the line, and Ruthless Guys nicked him round the outside to go straight up to P2 here in the main feature race. Hugo maintaining.
Aiden as well ran really deep into turn 1 and
oh, bit of action towards the back as Chesney. Oh, goes very deep up at turn 3, trying to go round the outside of Alab. Doesn't pay off in the end, as he nearly gets done by K1, who's again just dropped a couple of positions off the lights. And the action towards the back. Logan's up a couple of positions. Currently in P15. Oh, Matej goes the crazy move. Down at turn 5. Catches. Oh, I don't know what's happened there. Massive pile drive in the middle of the screen as Palmer goes swerving off track to avoid the K. Look at this. I don't know if someone's on ERS none, but it's caused a massive pile up in the mid pack.
I was going to say there was just cars absolutely everywhere, and someone's going to get up out. K1's looking to move into the penultimate corner. He's clearly ahead though, so certainly right to be back out. I was going to say he's trying to turn over car there, it's been very bold.
Instead of oh no way! And LTR Phoenix loses the final corner. Clippy drives into the back of him. Somehow Phoenix didn't get collected. Didn't go, sorry, and got collected by the collision. Front wing flew up. I don't know who that was from. I assume that was from Clippy.
Clippy. I can see front right end.
Somehow he didn't ghost, and he just completely drove into the back of him.
And then all of that, this guy took the lead as well.
Palmer's half spun Jamaican Jam as well. Just on board with him there. He's gone slightly sideways. Lost a handful of positions there. Dropped to the back. Busy start to this race. May have been a collision there between Finn and Dalton there, as Finn tries to get past Dalton and does so. Look at that, already a couple of big gaps opening up. Seb 1.1 off the back of Chesney, but in the points currently. And Finn 2.5
as well. We spoke about John and not getting the get worth the line, but he's picked for a hard
player. Him and Aiden, so yeah, Aston Martin got that strategy system on lock, both on hards.
Oh, that's
Phoenix round again.
He's had a bit of a terrible time this race weekend, really.
He's not enjoying his time in Austria. I think he spun 2 or 3 times in the sprint. Walker with a bit of a moment coming out of turn 1. Lucky to keep that on track as well, but still maintains his position, and P10 got a nice little cushion behind him as well as Finn tries to claw it up and get into a similar position that he was in the sprint race. I think LTR Phoenix is back up and going. Coming into the pits now, I assume. No damage, but I wonder if he's just going to call it a day already. All over the place coming into the pits. But he's just got, I don't know. Oh, he's trying to spin across the line. Again, I wondered that, yeah, calling it a day, unfortunately, so LTR Phoenix's time has come to an end here in Austria.
I think he'd be glad to see the back of the start after this race weekend at first.
So lucky the car dragged it back, because otherwise he might have spun into a wall then and brought a safety car, so we need to be a bit careful on that. Obviously people need to be careful as we're coming into the pits, that we will be monitoring the pit line, so we'll I imagine we'll have a fair few of that, because Austria's one of those ones that does catch a lot of people out, probably the main one in terms of the pit entry, so worth noting that for the stewards. Still very close towards the front now, anyone's game at the moment. Aston Martins though throwing their name in the hat for a good race here. Obviously 2 stops still coming at some point in this race, so pit stops will be coming thick and fast, and they're on the hards in this first stint, so they could have set themselves out for a faster stint towards the end. So Rita's guys looking very busy trying to get a move done on Hugo. We'll get the ERS up to see what the situation is.
I mean, he's much higher on the ERS Rufus guy.
Yeah, much more. He's literally got a full tank. And then Hugo,
I think he's caught the curb slightly, because Slick's all overconfident looking into the bottom corner. Not really can really look to the head for, but
first 3 seconds of the day as well. It's painful. Awkward is that man that gets the 3 seconds. Still early on in this race, only that 5, so imagine a couple of drivers will probably have picked up a couple of warnings at this stage as well, so it's just making sure keep those warnings down to a minimum.
Well, Slick's looking for a move on the Ruthless guy to take second, getting the inside at the top of the hill with not even make the skip. They go side by side through the corner and yeah.
Still side by side.
Oh, well, Rufus guy's managed to get a better exit though on the outside.
Slick's going to be the one with the toe though. Doesn't really want to overtake his teammate in the process.
I think his teammate's in him a solid there and almost slows a Rufus guy.
Yeah, through he goes, yeah. Just about.
That said, he's looking to try and get the move on the inside, but I don't think he's any room.
Yeah. Thinks better of it, just think of the long run, yeah. Better just to stay in the race and not throw it all away just for the sake of an early scrap as Chesney, then the next man to get a 3-second penalty next to his name. Joining Awkward there in that very prestigious club. Aiden all over the back of his teammate as well. He's actually looking for a move here. Yeah, teammate swapping. Aiden, your teammate is faster than you. Through goes Aiden then, moving up to P4. To see if Aiden can unleash a bit more pace to see if he can push up. And then utilise those hard tyres as I don't know when this crossover's going to happen. It's always with the centre.
Late move, yeah. Ruthless guys straight back to the inside very late on. Thought to go out a bit here.
I don't know if that was more of an Antonelli moment where he just missed his braking point. Oh, when the Ruthless guy sends it down into turn 4, but somehow doesn't completely collect Slick as well. But takes back P2 beautifully then. So Ruthless guy back up to P2 after a beautiful move up at turn 3. John is still on the back of his teammate though, so no immediate sign then that one Aston Martin is quicker than the other. Just quite happy to settle into this train with K1 just tucked up behind them as well. A couple of gaps opening up behind. Dalton 2.5 behind Alab. Palmer 4 seconds off the back of Dalton as well. Further 1.1 second back to CT3. So a couple of gaps opening up. Logan Sargent 23 seconds behind. So I think the AI, I don't know what's happened to him. Is he already pitted? He's already pitted, yeah.
I think he's already ticked off pit stop. When I cut to him earlier, there was a little problem on the
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I just had a look. Yeah, he did a wing change, so that's why. But he's obviously already ticked off a pit stop.
Not the stupidest move really, because it's obviously running in clean air now. It might be better for your tyres, just to kind of slowly just tick away and then have a solid result. So we'll bear in mind and see what happens.
Be interesting to see whether or not it's about now it's going to come to Aiden a bit more on the hard side, or it's going to be another couple of laps yet. But
I think it could be, yeah.
He's right in the back of Hugo.
I think now is a suitable time that we'd be looking at a crossover. Maybe not pit stop window now, but certainly in terms of the actual crossover where the hards will become the better tyre. I think now is that kind of time where we are looking for the hards to be better. So it's whether both Aston Martins now push up towards the front before these front three come into the pits. We'll have to wait and see to see what happens with regards to pit stops and timings of that as well.
That said, Aiden's just saving his battery behind Hugo while Hugo used a reasonable amount up there. He's just waiting for the right time.
Tucks it behind for now.
If this guy's draining, I think he's going to look for a move then and do the right hander. Yeah, he's got a long side and ahead of the braking zone. Slick trying to hold it down the outside there. There's further back, there's a collision as Aiden's pushed off Hugo into the gravel and Hugo needs to cover position. And I think he's going to lose the RF. His wing jumper was a bit of chaos as well, and I think Chesney's took the front wing damage and they all closed up behind him when he goes back on the jump.
Canstella raises an interesting
Chesney's
point
gone
as
into
well.
Finn as well, and Finn cast spin. Finn's lost the position.
Oh yeah, Finn, yeah.
Way back.
Caused the yellow flag, so yeah, fully sideways enough that caused a bit of chaos behind. Canstella as well asking the chat, saying, since the pit line entry goes over the apex, if you're boxing someone hits you from behind, what would the verdict be? If you're coming into the pits and you've made your intentions clear by pulling to the right hand side that you're coming into the pits, I think at that point it's on the responsibility of the car behind to realise that you're coming into the pits. And if they drive into the back of you, then that's their fault for not reacting quick enough, because at that point they can clearly see that you're coming into the pits.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the intention of having the pit line rules is so everyone knows you're doing.
Yeah, and if you get a warning for going wide, then I mean you shouldn't be carrying that much speed into the corner in the first place. If you lose a bit of momentum because of it, then the game's the game. Still more action towards the front though. This guy's somewhat checking out. He's 6 tenths clear as Sebi picks up a 3-second penalty.
Although he's checking out, I think this race is really falling into Aiden's hands now. He's right on the back of Slick, and I think Slick's going to look quick. So yeah, he's gone into the momentum zone. So
yeah, and he comes up first.
No, I think it's just slipping, but either way, that frees up Aiden to see if he can get on the back of the Ruthless guy and attacking. But sort of it's falling into the hard tyre times.
I think Alab might have cut that entry line as well, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Lap us that lap 9 and unfortunately make a note of that.
That's DT33 as well, getting an early so it's not too tight going to the track. Got to be careful not to let them keep having that.
Oh, just like look, Matic is flying off track, trying to get past CT3, just does a little slip, does a little switch back on him, gets past him. Kicksappers seem to be somewhat inseparable. In the sprint they were almost floating around each other on track. Same thing again this week. Unfortunately Jatin obviously not here this week, so we wish him well with his eye injury, but Jamaican Jam obviously had a good race last time around, and he's in this time. There's a Ruthless guy is in from the front then. Obviously if Jamaican Jam calls it time for a pit stop as well, and he comes.
There's quite a lot pitting.
Yeah, we're now officially in the pit window, aren't we, realistically? Oh, bit of contact coming into the final corner between Matic and CT3, who are getting well acquainted on track at this stage.
Be interesting to see what Slick's managed to do. The problem is he's approaching a fair bit of traffic that's going side by side ahead of him. CT3 gets him up in turn 1, so he can end up right in the back of this, and this isn't ideal for him. He's going right down. I'm going to say that he's actually drained the track and been flying.
Just need to be careful. Oh, and Matic, what a crazy move that is.
An absolute mile in there.
He did that. I think that's what happened when we cut on board with him last time. It looked like he almost like completely wiped out CT3 at the same corner last lap, and he's nearly taken out the effective race leader by doing that. So we really need to be careful of the standards here. But we're cut towards the front and see if Hugo then is next in. Obviously his teammate's already in.
And those Slick's now approaching the Williams and Alpine going side by side. They're both of the track into the gravel, and it's going to let Slick get through quite easily. But
needs to be careful, yeah, that he doesn't.
Hugo sped into the pits, 10-second penalty.
Dalton not coming in. Dalton choosing to go another lap, whether he's forced to because he was almost boxed in. And Bozza complaining about stream. You do. I'm not even going to say. We've literally, I think we have 120 seconds of ads across an hour stream. So if we get them in one go, it's not our fault. 10-second gap there between Finn and Slick. So even though he's already in this pit stop, though, I mean, how long do these hard runners go? That's the next point.
The problem you then have as well is look at Hugo. Like Hugo's gone a couple of laps late and Slick, but look at how many cars there are now between them. It's huge in terms of traffic. That's just going to slow him down heavily. I mean, obviously 10-second penalties enough for the safety car is already going to get that potential for the win, but
he's got to wait for so many cars.
There's so much going on in front of him that he's not going to be able to use the safety side yet.
Oh, it's that Marinov in the chat. Hello, Marinov. He said, "Damn, Reese is still racing." That yes, and this isn't different. Chesney racing in tier 2. Chesney Reese still racing in tier 1 though. So yeah, still on track, still alive and kicking for now. But there we go then. Finn is in. Finn, the first man to come into the pits as a Ruthless guy sets the fastest lap. So first hard runner in with Finn, goes on the medium tyres in this stint.
I'm just watching Hugo still. He's just having a terrible trying to cut through this traffic. He's losing so much race.
And worth saying, he's now got a 10-second penalty on top of this as well. So not only is he going to lose heaps and heaps of race time by doing this, I mean, he could have a potential good move here. They will switch back on Dalton and Seb at the top of the hill. Looks to do ERS burn, but he's running out of ERS. Whether he can get past Matic as well down into turn 4. Sends it down the inside, whether Matic is going to give him space, doesn't, turns in on him on the pair lock tyres, and he's going to lose even more time here.
And just like that is why he's lost a few more positions, so he's now got to try and get through all those cars he just
Again,
down that race.
I like to say, how do you remember me? I'm an oracle of knowledge. I remember you. Where is Finn then in all this? I mean, Finn as well has lost. I mean, he wasn't necessarily right towards the front, but he still lost a lot of time here.
Yeah, Finn's also in the same situation as Hugo, where he's just caught all the back of all of this. Whether or not he's going to count that, there's going to be more people out there. It seems to have been down slightly. But even then, you know, you have him trying to send the move into turn one, it's just not ideal, just losing a bit of time.
The one painful thing for Hugo here is, I mean, it says it all when he's behind Finn. And I think Finn at one point was floating towards the back end of the points. And he's ahead of him now. I know he's on a different strat at this stage of the race, but I mean, it looks to have just all fallen apart out of nowhere in a way for Hugo. I don't understand how that's necessarily happened. Just going 1 or 2 extra laps.
I was going to say, Finn also had that collision with Chesney, didn't they?
Yeah,
so he lost a heap of time before he picked it. And then before you know it, he's back ahead of Hugo.
Yeah.
As out in front, the Astons... Oh no, the Astons are only swapping because John is coming into the pit.
Oh, good sideways coming into the pits. Trying to get slowed down.
We had a bit of a last minute panic thinking he wasn't going to get it stopped.
Yeah, just makes it, and then the game doesn't luckily just chuck him back towards the line to then just redo it, but away he goes then. Medium tyres for both of them as well. Where do they come out? They're going to be ahead of this trip. I mean, look, they're still going to be miles behind. I guess they're just in a different race though, aren't they, really? But yeah, behind Sebi, who's chucked on the mediums, right next to Finn. But the Finn, obviously he's got DRS at this stage as well. Going to have DRS as well, because John has taken the corner first, so he will have DRS on him down to turn 4 as well, whether he can drain. He hasn't really got much DRS to play with compared to Jono. 20%, he got a yellow flag towards the back as well. Whether that was Clippy, I don't know who that was. That Farah spinning.
Pits, so I don't know who caused that.
Must have been Farah maybe spinning out the last corner there. Aiden next man in though, so we'll have a look at see what that gap is. But I mean, it's very interesting. I don't think we've really got a full picture of who's where, because currently it looks like Hugo and a Ruthless guy are home and dry at the moment, 1-2. But obviously running a different strategy at this stage as well. Whether they go full mediums or hards in the final stint, we'll wait and see. But
I was going to say these two as well. If they don't fight too hard, they're just going to put a bit of a gap, and they can just play a bit more practical in this stint.
Aiden's potentially lost a bit of time as well. Yellow flag, who's that? We've got...
Oh, Hugo, sorry, the Ruthless guy takes a 3-second penalty.
We've got safety car.
Cars out. I was going to say, it's just come up full course in yellow, so yeah, safety car's coming out. But
yeah, what has happened here to cause the safety car? I'm hoping there's not going to be any more glitches. I don't know if Alab's... Doesn't look like... Has all the cars got the safety car? I mean, I hope they do. Still obviously showing yellow flag yet. I'm hoping everyone's now got the caution that it's a safety car. Which is
I wonder if we're going to see a lot of people just go to hard here, and whether or not that'll be the end of the pit stop.
Yeah, potentially. Obviously annoying for the people that just pitted, but still enough, isn't it? 20 laps?
Slick's staying out.
Yeah, Slick's staying out. Same with the Roosters guy. K1 straight in. Yeah, making it very clear his intentions.
Awkward staying out. There's quite a few going on. Jono going on. Not as many as I thought. Taking the change of tyres.
Seb's in. What does Palmer do? No, not in as well. Matej, next man up to see. He's obviously just chucked his mediums on, so I can't imagine he comes into the pits. I feel like he'll feel that that's a waste of a pit stop, but Zippy's gone onto the softs.
It's a crazy decision, especially if he's already done a stop. Let me.
He has, yeah, I'm pretty sure he has.
So him and K1 have done their 2 stops. K1's on the hard, so he's in a very fluid position where you'd imagine it'd be able to get them to the end. But instead of going softs, I mean, unless you just have another set of hards to go to, but even then, softs just don't really give you that much tyre life.
Yeah. I mean, by the time the safety car's in, their tyres are already got about 56%. That's just laps behind the safety car.
Good thing is as well, there's no Rob to take the lead in the safety car by about a minute this time. So.
Yeah, he's going to replace him in that. I mean, the one good thing about this is the pack seems a lot more close. I mean, the only person that's a bit far behind is Logan Sargent, but hopefully he can close up the field quite quickly.
Well, even then, yeah, that's only happened to Logan, hasn't it, because of the front wing change.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully him back in the mix as well. He obviously is not crazy far the back as it is, only the 9 seconds of fair regards towards the back as well.
I was going to say on that one, I think he made up 5 or 6 positions as well.
Yeah.
So he's having a solid time. But
I think he got caught up in that drama.
I was going to say he's now at least doing this. Done both of his stops.
Yeah, very true. I think he was one of those people that got caught in that crazy lap 1 incident where it just seems like there were about 9 cars within about 50 centimetres. And I think he came off a bit worse from there. And then I think his race kind of snowballed after that. But yeah, hopefully this will put him back in a situation where he can fight upwards as well. Obviously, fair amount of penalties floating around as well.
Matej just missed his braking point again at the top of the hill and almost gone flying in and collected things on the safety car. He got very lucky and managed to just take the car wide and miss people. But really easy to that. Multiple times this race he's done it and just on the safety car would have been rather interesting incident to say the least.
The one thing to note as well, looking at penalties, Hugo's still got. I feel like if I was Hugo, I would save my 10-second now. Because
yeah, I thought it would be an obvious go and get it done.
Yeah, because the field is back condensed together. You've got an opportunity to wipe your slate clean. If the race finishes and everyone's still so condensed, points are almost off the table. If he goes towards the back now, you look at how many people have penalties. If he's within a close contest, he can still get points from the back. Chucks hards on, goes to the end now. I mean, what tyres has he used? Medium hard so far. Has he done his pit stop? Have a seat.
Yeah, he pit.
So he's only one.
Picked off his on the back.
Yeah. So there's only 3 drivers in the field that have done their 2 pit. Yeah, only 3. K1, Sebi, and so both Ferrari drivers who got their heads screwed on quite well. They've obviously know what they're doing in the sense that they've got their stops done. So effectively, it just depends on how much wear they can get, but they can go to the end. They've done their mandated pit stops. Everyone else though still in these last 17 laps with a pit stop to go.
I was going to say, I think it was a bit ironic last week we made the changes when it turned out. It really wasn't that heavy on tyre wear whatsoever. This is back to when the tracks were tyres wear like massively here. So whether or not the hard runners will 100% get to the end, you'd imagine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's still touch and go.
Potential for them to do so, but yeah, maybe that's why there's not as many that decide to take the first four.
Safety car is
that.
Couple of laps behind the safety car though, potentially. Right, how many laps has Seb done? What's Seb done? I mean, Seb's on the softs. Logan's on 7 lap holds. I mean, the one person probably to watch is K1. I think he's the one driver to probably look at and potentially look at whether his 2-stop can work. Whether he's going to have to pit again or maybe hope for another safety car later on in the race.
Here we go then, 6 side send it early. At the final corner, he should hopefully get a decent run in the air.
Oh, collision towards the back. Palmer gets a 3 seconds. Away we go then. We've got a wide shot coming out of the final corner. We'll quickly cut to the front to see if anything's happening up here. Yeah, slick away. Easy enough. Got a nice gap over a roof sky as well. As you look up, see if any moves happening at the top of the hill.
Hugo's trying to go around the outside. He's got late on the brakes, but no, he can't make it work.
Trying to get him busy on the restart, see if he can make up any lost ground. I mean, to be, I know he's still got the 10-second penalty, but considering he's right next to Aiden, that's not too bad because Aiden was also fighting right towards the front. I think Finn and Alan
move into the braking zone rather Finn to try and get this done on a half, but looking like he's going to fall. Oh no,
brilliant move around the outside.
Yeah.
Still got a yellow flag showing, but nothing obviously on track currently is. Aiden runs into the back of a love there. It's a bit more speed.
One gets a decent move down on the exit. The 2 left-handers start second, then he runs into the back of Hugo and just a slight touch.
DRS back enabled as well as we go on to lap 21, so 15 laps left. Still nearly everyone with a pit stop to go as well, so plenty to look out for. So much in the race.
So not he took wing damage on the race. No, I think this is. He was on the soft, so I think this is purely tactical.
Yeah, a bit of an. I mean, realistically, going to the softs is just a bit odd, wasn't it? Whether
Even then,
ran
to then do so little running on them.
Yeah, I mean, 2 laps of running, 1 lap of actual running. It's going to be a drag race down to turn 4 as well between Palmer and Jamaican Jams. Jamaican Jams sends it then on Chesney. Misses his braking point slightly, and Chesney looks for a little switchback, holds his position beautifully. Stays in the points then, P10 for Chesney still. Cancella acclimatizes sir, who retires. Everyone's still basically to do another stop apart from the likes of, I mean, K1 technically can go to the end now. Sebi as well, but I imagine, well, he's going to be back in because he's on the softs. Aiden with a 3-second penalty, unfortunately. We get a card very late coming into the pits. That was Alab, that's definitely a cut then for Alab. Really late coming across into the pits.
Quite a lot coming in very early on. It's just odd to see considering we've really not had much running off the station. We're not trying to keep that bit of clean air, because obviously we saw it earlier before it's getting cool, just how much it's holding for that Hugo instead. K1 trying to get moved down the inside of Hugo, but that makes it slipping up.
Lost a bit of momentum.
This guy, I think alongside with Slip.
Oh, we've got Seppi sideways as well. I don't know what's happened, but he spun off in the gravel before turn 3. So I don't know if he's been swiped across going into the braking zone, but yeah, all the way down to 17. And on the soft side, we will be coming in again. I think he's missing part of his wing as well. So we've missed, yeah, there's been a collision there. I don't know what's happened there, whether he spun under braking or someone's completely cleaned him out going up to turn 3. I mean, we'll have to see if a ticket gets made for that, but I'm interested to see what happened there. Flicking through. K1's still doing very well in 7th, considering he's done his stops. That's Sebi round again.
Yeah. Whether not now, yeah, I mean, like you said, he's got the damage, and whether not just putting after the spin, he's just lost the grip, so he's going to keep sliding everywhere.
Oh, crazy fight potentially.
I say that, but there's suddenly Awkward's the one who's managed to get it side by side, the head.
Oh, collision.
Side, but yeah, minor collisions, but Awkward's going to get away in the lead of the race then.
Ruth is sideways up at turn 3. Whether he can hold off, no he can't. Whether Jonathan goes for a move, he sends it down the inside. Slight contact with Awkward, but he survives. They get away P1 and 2, so they jump slick in amongst all that. He got completely bombarded by cars. It's flown past him.
All of this is going to work nicely for K1 though. I just had a look, he was about 1.2 behind, so he had lost the DRS gap, but just like that, he's right on that. Yeah,
I wonder. 13 laps left on these tyres. I mean, 19 laps on a set of hards. I guess it depends how good he is on his tyres, but I mean, it's within the realms of possibility. As we've got a couple of cars coming in then, Jamaica Jam and Palmer into the pits. Next cars to come in. Whether Dalton as well decides it's time for a pit stop, but we'll have to see whether he chucks it in, obviously just in on these hard, so it doesn't make much sense to him. Oh, John as well catches the back of Awkward up at turn 3 as Alabden sets the fastest lap on those brand spanking new mediums. Timp in the chat thinks that, yeah, K1's going to be okay, so outside chance then, well, not even an outside chance. K1 might have pulled off a little masterclass here. I mean, it's what you said. I don't understand why more people didn't use that as an opportunity to come into the pits. The only people that came
I
into the
100% would have done it, because worst case scenario, even if he has to pit again, he's still 7th. Like,
yeah. It's what, yeah.
I think the biggest surprise was Hugo, especially, because like you said, you'll have to
that's Jono in the pits.
Did Jono cut the...
He did, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
He's obviously got trauma in the past of cutting it, but it looks like, yeah, lap 24, I think that might be...
Unless it was Finn, I certainly saw one of the 2 cars quite far over the line.
I think it was Jono.
I'll have to look it back, but...
Yeah, we've gone on stream and then, yeah, we'll have a look through, but... We'll have a see. Another car coming in behind Ferrer Gods. Thinking it's time to call it into the box.
Awkward's managed to put a gap here as well. Whether or not he can just use his pace and just keep that, but that's on the mediums at the moment, so I'm not going to start dying on him.
Old mediums, and he's already fully gone. I might have to see, but yeah, he's 2.1 ahead with the penalty next to his name. Worth noting, but we'll have to see then. Does Awkward call it into the pits now? I mean, it depends what tyres he's got left. Obviously, a couple of people, different stints floating around. I think, is he thinking about the pits? No, he's not. So another lap on these tyres.
Aiden's in.
Oh, he's cut it as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's gone over the line.
Stuart's going to be busy today. Such an easy penalty to pick up, to be fair. Obviously, you're on worn tyres, it's so easy just to carry a bit too much speed into the penalty corner and just like slightly go for that line, but rules are rules, unfortunately.
It always feels worse when it's someone as bad as still new to the league. It's one of those, I don't know if not, obviously it's in the rules here, so
yeah,
one of those things I feel like it's quite easy to until you've done it, and then it's a 3-second penalty to pick up.
Yeah. You literally learn from getting the 3-second penalty that completely ruins your result, and then you go, okay, never again.
I think the positive of at least doing it in Austria is there's usually so many track limit penalties handed out that almost going to catch itself out to someone else. But K1's still going well on his hard then on the back of the Ruthless guys. The Ruthless guys moved across the pit, so another one in. I think both him and Slick are coming into the pits this lap. It's going hard.
Awkward staying out. We've got a yellow flag. Who's that? Is that K1? Who's that off? I don't know if that was K1 off. I don't know if he had a bit of dirt on his tyres. There was a yellow flag in sector 3.
I was going to say I saw it come up as well, but I have no idea what caused that. Like,
yeah, well,
I think it was K1 though, because he was certainly with you again.
That's what I mean. He potentially had a bit of dirt on his tyres. I don't know if he might have done what Constello was talking about earlier. He might have been right behind a car, he was pitting, and he might have had to swerve off track to avoid a collision. That's what I think may have happened. We got a bit of action here in the mid-pack between Logan as well. He's done 15 laps on these hards. So whether he's trying to drag these to the end, I think he's slightly too far gone at this stage and will need to come in again, unfortunately. Otherwise,
he's done a huge chunk of those laps under safety car conditions. Whether or not that's going to help him achieve
potentially.
But even then, it is a big ask, but having done quite a lot of laps in the safety car could be enough to get them to the end.
9 laps though, I don't know.
So Hugo's in this lap then.
Awkward still out on these medium tyres.
This is the painful bit for Hugo though. I mean, he takes the penalty really slowly this time to make sure he doesn't get an
Obviously the worst, yeah. Oh, CT3 picks up a turn.
He's in a very sort of position in track.
Obviously, yeah, talking about 10-second penalties, worth noting now that Hugo will sit in the box now for 10 seconds. So that's Hugo out of the picture for the win, I imagine. So I think eyes will turn to Awkward, who's still out on these medium tyres. K1 as well, who potentially is going to the end. So keep your eyes on K1 to see if he can pull off this masterclass. Matej are running quite well in P3, but yet to pit. And then Jono, I mean, look at Jono, he's pitted, he's going to the end now. Just got past Matej there.
I wonder what Awkward's planning to sit out on his tyres and still going to do another lap. He's not moving across the pit this lap. Whether or not he's going to go for softs at the end, perhaps?
You'd imagine at this point though, his tyres are screaming. Like, unless he's got no medium or hards left, I just think this is slightly detrimental to his overall race time. That's Matej making his intentions clear, then coming into the pits. Oh, I thought he was going to come together with Finn, but tucks in nicely. As Alaba gets a 3-second behind as well. Logan stays on as well to do another lap. As a Ruthless guy then sets the fastest lap in amongst all that as well.
Campus says that this tyre can do maximum like 16 laps. I don't know if he's on about the mediums or hards though, but interesting. He's on about mediums, Awkward's at the end of tyre life, and in K1. I hope for his sake he doesn't get a last lap punch or something.
Yeah, is he going to have a China again? Banging race and then it just explodes towards the end. Oh, massive.
3 of them as well. Aiden, Adaba. And is it slick all sort of side by side, but Aiden gets slowly on the brakes and gets over all of them.
Clean move from Maruta's guy, just picks up the pieces, goes right around the outside then of Ala, but goes deep. Ala sniffs an opportunity there, but no, thinks better of it for now.
I was going to say, I think he went deep just because he almost ran into the back of Slick, just to make sure he avoided the collision there.
Like everyone now, for the most part, is probably going to the end on these tyres. I mean, just attention that will turn to when Awkward's coming into the pits. And 15 laps on these medium tyres. Jono's got that gap down by another second, trying to catch up to the back of K1. 6 laps left, he's doing a second a lap. I mean, he's going to be right in the back of K1. Even if he gets these tyres to the end, he's going to be right on that cusp. But worth saying, Jono does have a pit cut. I think he's one of the drivers that has got a 3 second next to his name. So,
but if he gets on the back of him, he's dragging Finn with him, and then obviously Finn at the moment, I don't know about Finn's pit lane cut. It'd be interesting to see if he's done that. The one thing potentially hanging around Finn is, I know people originally pushed him off, but when you come back on, obviously they're being behind him. Potential for an unsafe rejoin now, but that all comes down to what much important after.
It's now finally the time for Awkward to call it into the pits. Still no. 15 laps. Is he trying to go to the ends on these tyres?
I think he's just holding off the softs for a late safety car. I assume he's thinking if a safety car lands now, he can get in and
be somewhere
right
decent.
towards the front. Yeah.
Oh, look at Hugo as well. I've just seen 10-second penalty is complete. I mean, at the end of the day, I just don't understand why he didn't serve it in the in safety car conditions, because it's put him all the way to last, and it's just completely scuppered any chances he had of points. I mean, if he served
wing
it,
damage as well. I think the right end plate's gone.
Is he? Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So I saw when he came into pit that I thought originally he was missing both end plates, which obviously wasn't the case. I mean, it's just an angle I've had of it. But yeah, I think he's opted not to repair damage.
I mean, that's why he's. I mean, he still would have put him right towards the back, but I mean, it's not going to help his cause of trying to push upwards. There's a bit of contact there between Finn and Jono's. Yeah, Finn catches him napping and goes up the inside there to take P3. What happens with, yet again, is Awkward going to come in? Does another lap on these tyres. He's trying to go to the end at this point, isn't he? I think Awkward's trying to go to the end. Has he not done his stops?
He's not done his stops.
So. Oh. Well,
this one I mean, I think he would. This one I was wondering, is he either holding out for a soft or just a safety car and he's trying to move it late possible?
Yeah, and put on the last lap or something and just pray.
He's still getting point for fastest lap as well, so if he does come in for softer at the end, I mean, he's got potential to cut and have that as he gets a nice bit of
I don't think he'd be in the points though. 6, 7,
lead the gap.
10. It's
potentially after penalties, I don't know.
He's going to be in that melee, isn't he? I feel like he's going to be around like Matic and CT3. He's going to be right in that that pack that seems to be a little spread out, but enough to cause a bit of a nuisance.
He's only got 3 seconds though, and then you have like Chesney and Palmer who are up on 6.
Yeah.
And I think Logan's just really struggling on his tyres now and probably won't be a threat to him.
I think I thought he was coming in there and he looked like he was going to, but no. Another lap on these tyres. He goes again. Aiden, though, all over the back of his teammate. John losing a bit more momentum, getting passed by Slick now as well. So anyone's game for this win with 3 laps left. Worth saying, I think in terms of pit cuts, potentially Aiden, Jono and maybe Slick are all getting done for a cut. So Finn, again, that you said he might be in the stewards room himself as well. So all I'm saying is K1 is looking good right now. 3.5.
The gap's not coming down as quickly.
Yeah.
The one thing I say, like Jono's lost a couple of positions again suddenly, so whether or not he's been having a bit of trouble on the tyres.
Yeah. I mean, it happened in the sprint though. I think I think he's a bit harder on his tyres. As Slick actually gets past Finn as well and moves up into provisional P2. I think K1's got this. I mean, considering Finn's just been overtaken as well, they've lost a bit of time on that lap as well. I think K1's going to hold out here because Awkward will at some point pit. Whether it's this lap or next lap or never. When he goes on again.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't pit, obviously the rules are now he gets disqualified for not doing his mandatory 2 stop.
Yeah.
Which if he doesn't pit, I mean, he's a fantastic shift on the mediums, it has to be said.
Yeah, kudos, but you know, enjoy your P20. But yeah.
So, I mean, the one thing worth saying as well, though, is he's managed to take the mediums 19 laps. A1's now on 17 laps this hard.
Solid shift.
So, I know this game especially is very heavily, you know, tie wear depends on your driver.
Oh, who's that round?
Is that Aiden?
Aiden's
yeah,
round.
Aiden's just rejoined the track. I assume there was collision on right at the exit turn 1, or did he lose it on the track? I don't know where.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he'd either gone round by himself, been tagged, or he might have just carried a bit too much speed and clipped someone's back tire and gone round. But painful. I mean, he's still in the points.
Missing a lot of wing.
Still got 2 laps to go.
And
Jono's round as well. Both Aston Martins having a stinker right towards the end. Don't know what's happened there, but yeah, Jono's sideways. And they've fully fallen out of the picture for any kind of, well, yeah, no win on the cards or potentially any podiums, really. I mean, Jono's still maybe got a chance for a podium here. Walker goes around again. I mean, he has to come in next lap, otherwise he's been DSQ'd.
The thing with Walker as well is he's pushing on, and at this point there's no chance for a safety car. The window's past, game one corner.
At this point he has to come in, otherwise he's done.
Yeah. If he at least pitted that lap, he would have been able to have a shot for fastest lap just to try and have another point.
I think K1's got this, yeah. It's a second a lap. So so Nitro in the chat saying Awkward's still only done 1 stop. And the gap isn't coming down enough. I think as long as K1's tyres don't explode on him, K1 is going to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Where did K1 start? I swear he's started P3 to be fair, so showed good pace in quali. P5, sorry. Oh yeah, P4. In wet conditions, he showed what he can do on those damp conditions.
Palmer's trying to send up the inside of Aiden for the final point position, P10 on track. Penalties might switch them back. Of course, Aiden's going to lose a lot of that time behind him.
Orca's still not coming in, so Orca's just admitted he's going to be disqualified, unfortunately, because he's not done his mandated 2 stops.
We would have seen all the pings and all the constant reminders. Well,
slightly frustrating because we've mentioned several times that it's a mandated 2 stop and you must do. Oh, K1's off the track in turn 1.
Off, yeah. This could give Slick DRS in the final section.
Oh no,
K1. I don't think he's going to get through, but he's under significant pressure at the end of the lap. I say that, but look how much
he's gone wide.
K1's struggle again.
Has he got a puncture? He's got a puncture! K1's got a puncture on his front left.
Oh, disgusting for him. I just hope the tyre somewhat stays in one piece for him to at least see after the lap, because if it completely goes for him, he's going to go
Oh, K1! Oh no! Yeah, Ruthless Guy's going to have him as well. He's going to go so deep in this corner as well because he's just got no turning capacity in that car.
He's done well to manage the puncture so far to at least hold on to some level of points, but that's just the wind on for him like that, and he's going to have to split.
As Orca tyres going, Orca's lost a lot of ground this lap as well, whether I don't know what he's doing. He's going to see the checker flag out to take the win on track, but look how close Finn is as well. Finn right at the back of Slick, but it's going to be Orca who wins on track. Slick though who wins the Grand Prix provisionally. K1 is going to come home away. He's going to finish P5, puncture on the final lap to cost him the win. But it's Finn that takes P2. Orca will take P3, but will ultimately get disqualified. So it's going to be Jono that, even though he had a collision late on, will take home that P3. K1 P4, Ruthless Guy P5, Jamaican Jam P6, Chesney P7, Alab P8, Aiden down in P9, suffering damage in the last couple of laps as well. Palmer gets points in his first race here in HR as well. Clippy just misses out. Same for Matt Edge, Dalton, and then Faris 13 seconds off in the end. Hugo down in 15th as well. Wow. I don't think we expected such a chaotic ending to the race there. Sebi gets fastest lap on the final lap of the race, so takes home the bragging rights.
I can say the single race, there's always a chance that K1 punctures, but Awkward's looking to, although it's illegal and he's getting disqualified, but to show he can get the mediums.
On the mediums, yeah.
Yeah, it began making me think that K1 got it perfect and was going to get the win, but no, I assume it just comes to show the level of tyre wear difference between just different driving styles.
Here we have it then. Slick wins in Spielberg after a fantastic drive. Obviously won the sprint as well, so had what it takes in race trim. Not quite there in the one lap pace, but who needs that when you get the big points when it comes to the sprint and the main race.
Jono having a moment as well. Aidan's come in chat and said that he'd been trying to avoid the back of his team.
Oh, that's painful. Obviously the V-carbs came together in Canada. It looks like it's been the Aston's time to shine this week, unfortunately. It was looking so good for them. Looked potentially for a double podium, but yeah.
I assume there was no contact between the pair, but just obviously enough for him to lose the car.
I'll have a quick flick through race directive if there's any obvious pit lane cuts that get picked up. See if anyone gets done for that, but either way we've made sure to keep an eye out for those anyway, so we'll update that accordingly. I don't think we expected Austria to end up being so chaotic. I mean, Austria usually provides a good track for racing, but too much almost to pay attention there at the end. But, I mean, I feel so bad for K1. 1 lap away from getting his first win in, well, has K1 surely won a race before? If he has...
Surely he's won a wet race.
Yeah, I mean, it was ages ago if not. I mean, K1 hasn't won in seasons, so that would have been, honestly... pure scenes, but yeah, unfortunately it doesn't quite work. Oh, we're getting loaded straight back in here. I don't know what's happening there, but we're going to call it quits here then.
Oh, we're going again.
Back to back, guys. Go on. But yeah, here we go then. Tier 2 done. Next week for Tier 2, we will be travelling off to Monza, so the home of the Tifosi. Hopefully both Ferraris can make it back from their trips wherever they went off to. But now on to Tier 1. Tier 1 have an Austrian race as well. Mixed conditions there in the main race, dry qualifying, so slightly different. But yeah, we will now head over to Tier 1. Not sure who's going to be on comms, maybe me. So if that's the case, I'll see you shortly. But yeah, if you're interested in watching Tier 1, we're live in around half an hour. But if you're just interested in Tier 2, we will see you next week for a bit of Monza. Thank you, and see you next week.